Okay, I think that's perfect. I think we've given him exactly what he asked for.
It's beautiful.
Welcome back to the Indiana Outdoors Podcast. I'm Graham.
I'm Bishop.
I'm Leslie.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
It's coming up on us. How's everyone doing today?
Doing just lovely. The October vibes are off the charts.
Yeah.
The trees are starting to turn orange, and everything's going good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. This is the first day in like a week that's not over 85 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Which is very
That
nice.
was nice. It was nice to be able to wear a hoodie today. I thank the weather for that.
It's also super duper rainy today,
Mm-hmm.
and I wore Crocs everywhere.
Yeah.
So I had super slippery shoes everywhere. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
What can you do?
Yeah.
It's a nice rainy day, though. I do like the rain.
What you can do is not wear Crocs when it's raining.
It's super
That's true.
comfy, though.
As you all may notice, unfortunately, Kelsey is not here. She is out sick today, so I am the podcaster in charge for today. I'm being assisted by LJ. What was the name that you wanted to?
I called it Milky.
Milky?
Personally. I like that.
That was
Milky.
the name for today, so that's the name that we're gonna go with for today. Oh my gosh.
We can also just act like Kelsey's here and Chelsea's here in spirit.
Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey.
It is Kelsey. Yeah.
I am so bad at
Oh.
names.
Oh, we have that on recording.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We'll cut that out and blur your face.
No.
All right. Well, we'll pretend that Kelsey is here in spirit through Milky's presence.
Because it's October.
Yeah. Kelsey in the notes said Kelsey's not here and she's canceled for that. She feels so bad.
It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Well, you heard her.
Take care of yourselves
Cancel
out there.
or
Take
cancel
care of
Kelsey.
yourself.
Be like Kelsey. Take care of yourself, but don't feel bad about it.
Flu season's coming up, right?
Feel
Is
a
flu
little
season
bad
over?
Flu
about
season
Don't
is
listen to them.
flu season is coming up, so definitely like if you feel bad, stay inside, take care of yourself, get some chicken noodle soup, have a good time.
Take some time off for yourself. Take it easy.
You deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, to begin the podcast today, I want to talk about we went on a trip just recently, the Cardinal Greenway trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So we're going to do a little recap of that.
I'm still a bit sunburnt, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a nice tan from it.
We
It
were
was a great
outside
day.
a lot that day. But yeah, did you guys have any experiences that you wanted to share? I didn't tell you guys about this prior to the podcast.
No, we were totally on the
but
spot, but
yeah.
that's fine. No, it was a great time.
You were director for it.
Yes,
You
I
did
was,
a great
I was definitely-
job.
I was co-directing it along with our lovely editor, Jay.
Lovely editor Jay.
Um,
Shout out Jay.
so, I had a
Shout out
great time.
Jay.
Like I said, I'm a little sunburnt. It was, like a 6-hour shoot?
I think that's
Yeah,
right.
about
I think
6
that's
Which
right.
may not sound like a lot, or it may sound like a lot, but it's actually a pretty quick shoot, and we did a great job.
And it
I
was
very
very densely packed.
very compact.
Very, very
we did a
compact.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. I had a great time, especially leading some of the less experienced people off on like a little skeleton crew.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was very nice once we figured out how the camera worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great time. What did you think?
I got to do a lot of diverse stuff that day. I got to check out how the drones worked. I was kind of showering around, making sure everything was cool. It was a lovely day. Great day for a walk, so I was happy to be out. The place that we went to as well, super duper nice. Kind of like a rustic feel, I'd say.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a lovely day, and I hung out with a lot of lovely people, and it was a great time.
Aw.
It was great. The nature was very nice. We saw an egret, which was a
We
very
did!
big deal
See an
for us.
egret,
Yeah.
Considering the previous podcast.
Yeah, shout out to the previous podcast.
Shout out to
Go
you,
check it
Prince.
out. Yeah. So I just wanted to say by the time this podcast is up, that video should have been posted. If not, we'll get on that soon. So just stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Make sure to check it out. And also make sure you check out our Instagram. Cole and I did a fun little rig for one of the, we needed a bounce and what else was it?
We needed like
shoot,
a
what was it
blanket.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We needed like
And we
a
were
larger diffuser, but we only had a bounce and a blanket.
Yeah, we also didn't technically have a diffuser. We had
No.
like 2 bounces, and one of them we just like flipped around. I don't know. Go check out the Instagram page. It was
I think Cole suggested a diffuser, but it was like kind of last minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a thing.
I
Yeah.
gotta just carry mine around with me for you guys.
Cole, what did you think? Did you have fun on the shoot?
Hello.
Oh, he's on
Yeah.
mic today.
I am officially on the podcast.
Is there a
Sorry.
ghost in the room who's speaking?
Yeah, add some like Scooby-Doo lightning sound effects and some special visual effects.
I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, Jay, as you're editing the other video, edit all that in too.
Yes.
Let's get a picture of Cole and just have his like ghostly face floating
Yes.
next to Graham. Here.
Please.
Every
Thank
time
you.
Cole speaks, make sure to add smoke to the room as well.
Jay, are you getting all this?
Yeah, we want to make this as complicated as we can for
Mhm.
Yeah. What was the question?
What'd you think?
What'd you think?
Did you have fun time?
Yeah, it was a great time. I did have fun with our little rig there. It was a fun time. Other than that, just got some B-roll and some photos, and it's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, your photos were great, by the way.
Thank
They
you.
were
Very
really,
well
really
done.
good.
Very talented man.
Major props.
Yeah.
We also got to top the day off with a really nice kind of restaurant too.
Oh
Oh
it was
yeah, we
very
went to
nice.
Kamek Station. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Kamek Station. They gave us coupons for our food.
Yeah, it was very
or our
nice of
dessert.
Gosh.
Yeah.
The
They were great.
milkshakes are divine. You should go there and
Mhm.
get their milkshakes. They were truly the most spectacular thing.
Yeah.
Be
Thing.
warned.
One of them.
Don't if you're already full, maybe think twice about getting the banana split.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is
This
3
man got a
scoops of
whole
ice
banana
cream.
split right after, and man, you were going through it.
I was going through it and I was trying to work my way through it.
Yeah.
But I had to give up.
It looked so good.
It was very good, very
Yeah.
tasty.
They-
Definitely like
oh, man.
worth it. But just make sure you have room for it because I did not.
Yeah.
They have a great food. You should visit sometime.
But anyway, that was the Cardinal Greenway shoot experience. I'm glad we all had a good time. Now on to the main topic.
Ooh, fun.
topic.
We have haunted places in Indiana. So it is Halloween season by the time this is going to be released. And we wanted to discuss some of the haunted places in Indiana, given that we are Indiana Outdoors. So to start it off, I want to ask, does anyone believe in ghosts or like haunted things, haunted houses?
Do you want to go first?
I'll let you take the
Okay,
take the
sweet.
question.
All right. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. When I was a kid, there's like some freaky things that happened to me. Like one night, like my door just slammed open on its own, and no one was there. So I was like, okay, that's freaky. But then again, if ghosts are real, I feel like they kind of would have done something by now, and like we would know, you know?
Well, they slammed your door, didn't they?
Yeah, slam my door.
They're trying to break through.
It was at like 3 a.m. too. It was freaky deaky. I'll tell you that much.
Door slams at 3 a.m.
But that's that. I kind of hope they're real. I want to like fight a ghost. I want to like fist fight a ghost. I talked about this off camera.
This has been a thing. Yeah, this has been a thing for LJ for a while. I knew him in high school, and he talked all the time about fist fighting with a ghost.
I think that
Is-
would be fun.
What's like,
Do you
what's
think you would
like
win?
deep harbored in your soul that you want to fist fight a ghost?
I have this vision in my head where it's like this transparent figure, and like we're like both like kind of like diving like to the side a bit and like
Yeah.
ducking our heads the entire time.
Do you have like special gloves that you would be like?
No,
Hitting-
just full fists.
Or can you just get okay? So
Well,
you-
how
a
do you?
fair game.
Because it's a ghost. Like, how are you gonna hit it?
We'll figure that out when it gets there.
That's a
I'm
fair
sure.
point.
I'm sure we'll hash it out. We're like
Okay.
figure out how to do it. Yeah.
Will it be like it'll be like a physically manifested ghost? Because I'm like having trouble with the logistics of it.
Yeah. I am too.
That's why this
But
hasn't
we'll
happened.
figure it out.
Yeah, that's why it hasn't happened.
when the time comes, it's gonna happen either way. So,
That is true. He's gonna have to figure it out once
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So you believe in ghosts then?
it's like a fence because like they could exist.
You want
They
it to
could-
happen.
I want it to be real. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No.
Bishop? No,
no,
nothing.
I really don't believe in ghosts.
You're a biology major, right?
I am a
That's
bio
true.
major.
That's true.
That's not why. I've never believed in ghosts except for when I was a very small child and they scared me very badly when I read a book about them.
Yeah.
I dig that.
No, I mean, no, I don't believe in ghosts. Yes, I do get spooked. You know, I'm not gonna say I believe in ghosts in that moment, but like, you know, I'm not gonna hang around if spooky
Yeah.
things are happening.
Not gonna stick around to find out.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
What about
What,
you? Are you a believer?
I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. I think it's possible. I'm open to the possibility of it, but I don't like suspect it to be the reality that we live in.
Mhm.
which is interesting phrasing.
That's
but
You and I are like
yeah.
in the same boat basically here.
yeah, I think so. I think we're not so different, you
You
and
know-
me.
you and
I think
are
I
so
also might have
different,
said that last podcast.
I think you did, yeah. Just start saying it for
Yeah.
every single
I'll find a way to
catchphrase.
fit
Wedge
it
it
in.
in.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let me real quick. I sounded very anti-ghost. I feel like I'm not. I think ghosts are fun. I think it's a fun idea. I just don't think they're real.
It's a fun idea.
I'm-
You ghost believers out there, you're cute for thinking that.
That's not my words.
I watch a lot of like ghost things. Like I watch BuzzFeed Unsolved. I watch Watchers, Ghost Files, and I mean like they have cool evidence and stuff. But I want something hard.
Yeah, some
you know?
like hard
I want-
facts.
I want something
wanna,
hard.
Like, see it.
Like
Cold,
his fist
hard
in the ghost's face.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. All right. Well, with having that established, let's move on to Kelsey gave me like a list of places, and I kind of took a look at them before this.
Oh, I will say
So-
real quick. Not. I also did a little bit of research beforehand, just in case, and I have 2 cryptids and a ghost for us. If we have some extra
Oh,
time,
really?
we're gonna go over
Yeah.
a
Okay.
couple of those maybe.
Well, just
Um,
because you guys did research, I'm gonna say I did research too. I do have some things though prepared.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Remind me at the end. We will
Oh, for
definitely
sure,
need to
for
get
sure.
to that. So the first place on Kelsey's list is the 100 Steps Cemetery.
Ooh.
And we discussed this at one of our meetings.
Mhm.
So basically, the long and short of it is you're supposed to go to a cemetery where it's like pitch black out, and it's supposed to be like so dark that you can't even like see your hand in front of your face.
Whoa.
And you go to the steps. However you get there, you can like use a flashlight, whatever. You turn off your flashlight. You walk up each step, and you have to count every single step. And once you get to the top, the 100th step, you see an apparition, and it shows you like how you will die. Yeah. And then you have to turn around and walk back down the stairs, and you have to count each step by the time you get to the bottom. And if you miss a step or like you, I don't know, fall off the path or anything like that,
Uh-oh.
you die in the way that was presented to you.
Oh.
But if you make it back, your death is still a mystery.
That's kind of awesome.
So
I
basically,
really
like you
that.
get there, the ghost tells you that you will die a certain way, and you have to like make it back down to the bottom in the way like
do you want that though?
what?
Do you want
I mean,
it to,
it's
if
very
you're-
avoidable.
if you're
Yeah.
there, if you're there to find out how you're gonna die,
hmm
it feels like a waste of time, to go back down to have it just be a mystery again.
Yes, I fully agree with you. But you know how like in horror like I think it's very fitting because in like horror movies, the entire premise I feel like for most things is like don't go through the door.
Yeah,
So like the idea for this thing is like don't go up the stairs. It's so easily avoidable. But it's the thrill.
but I'm gonna
It is
though
the thrill.
because
But
it
I'm
sounds
gonna.
fun.
Yeah.
Don't
you-
get me wrong. If the vision of my
Like, what
death is me
happens?
falling down the stairs in 5 seconds, I'm gonna do it the right way.
Yeah.
Make that a mystery.
That's what I said in the meeting. Is that like, what if you get the vision and then it's just you falling down the steps?
I
What
feel
do
like
you do then?
I feel like that's the worst one to get, right?
Yeah.
I feel like some people like want to do it. I feel like there's people who have gone up there and like maybe this is the cynic in me. I feel like maybe they were like high or they were on like acid
Yeah.
or something.
Well, you know.
And they like had a vision at the top and it freaked them like so badly out that they were like, "Oh my gosh, I have to go out the same way that I came in or else this is going to
Okay.
happen to me."
That honestly, now that you're saying it like that,
Right?
it really does sound
Yeah,
like
it does kinda sound
intoxication
like it.
logic.
Had
Yeah.
a couple of Scooby
I like the story.
snacks.
It's really interesting. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I really like it. I would love to try it out. One
Yeah.
of
We were
these
talking
days.
about it like at the meeting too. We were all there. And we were like, do we want to like try some of these out and like talk about it? Because
Yeah.
that would be really fun.
Yeah, this meeting was we were discussing some of the options for our next shoot.
Mhm.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
in the
let us know.
Yeah,
comments,
hey, do you want us to experience visions of our own deaths?
I'll tell you how I die. Just comment down below.
If we
The
can
thing
reach
is,
500 subscribers, we'll tell you how we died.
That's our motivation. That'll be our 500 subscriber special. But we do like We did talk about that, but we talked about how like difficult that would also be to portray
Yes.
on camera.
Yeah.
Um,
I was just thinking like phone record and then just down the steps, like vertical.
Yeah.
whatever.
I feel like we would have had to do like a whole paranormal investigation style kind of thing, which while fun is a very different thing than what we normally do.
That's true. That's true.
I like.
I
Yeah, we'll
feel-
see.
I think we should.
I think it'd be a great time. We'll see. What's next on the docket?
Up next on the docket, we have the haunted tunnel in Tunneltown.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Haunted tunnel in Tunnelton Town.
Tunnel
Wait.
I kid you not, that's the name.
That cannot possibly
Yeah,
be correct.
it's under the IndianaHauntedHouses.com website.
I
The
love that.
haunted
I
tunnel
adore
of
it.
Tunnelton Town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
Tunnelton Town has like big tunnels, small tunnels, haunted tunnels. They got all kinds of tunnels down in Tunnelton Town.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Do you know this?
No, I just made it up.
It sounded so
That's
real.
so funny.
But Kelsey told me to just like read the bio that's like
Okay.
on their front page. So
Let's do it.
this is what
Lay
you
it
see
down.
when you go on their landing page.
And what's the page again?
The Tunnelton Town,
That's such a
the
cool name.
haunted tunnel in Tunnelton Town.
I love whoever made that name. I love you to death. You are so cool.
So the Tunnelton Tunnel was built in the mid 1800s and is believed to be haunted. Although stories change from person to person, one thing is for sure. There is some strange activity that takes place in a nearby tunnel.
In Tunnelton Town?
Yeah, in tunnel. We're just going to sprinkle that in.
Yeah.
An apparition of a man with a decapitated head is believed to exist here. Witnesses have heard screams with rumors that there was a graveyard atop the tunnel, and when construction was happening, bodies fell through the tunnel. The ghostly man is said to wander with a lantern in one hand and his head in the other. Another local legend says a family was killed long ago when their horse and buggy crashed into the river down the hill. People have reported hearing screams of the ghostly family. A third story surrounds a former cemetery that sits above the tunnel. Rumors say that construction worker was cutting into the tunnel when caskets fell through. This is another reason as to why so many could have spotted eerie activity here. Henry Dixon has reported that an additional story about the tunnel includes the murder of... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I misread that. There's a story about Henry Dixon.
Okay.
And it's an additional story about the tunnel that includes the murder of Henry Dixon, whose body was supposedly brought to the tunnel to be destroyed when a train came plowing through.
Oh.
Locals
That's
believe
insane.
Dixon's spirit lingers through the tunnel.
Now that's one vision I do not want at the 100 Steps.
Yeah.
Crazy things are happening in Tunnelton Town, I'll tell you that much.
I also want to share that, like, there's this story when you see on the landing page, and then, like, you can leave reviews on it, and the top review is pretty cool.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's the
I
title.
like it.
Frankly, I
It's
agree.
just
That is pretty cool.
It is
period.
pretty cool. You want to
No.
talk about it first? Yeah.
I'll let you go. I think I talked
All
about
right.
the first last.
I can like gush about this right now. I think it sounds super duper cool. The idea of just seeing a guy with a lantern with a decapitated head and like him carrying his little head around too.
Do you think he ever forgets which one's which?
Yeah.
Like he goes to put down his
He,
lantern
like,
and it's actually like
he
his
like
head.
goes to like kind of like weigh out like the area with his lantern, but it's just his head and he's moving it around. I think that's super cool. It's like textbook kind of like freaky deaky stuff, and I love it. That's me.
What would be the purpose of carrying a lantern and also carrying your head?
To see in the dark, dummy.
To look cool, to look like the coolest ghoul on the block. Obviously,
That is what it's about, ultimately.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
about?
you need a story.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I feel
You know
like that
ghosts,
looks pretty
right?
silly to walk around like this. With like two things in your hand. One of them being your head. Especially because
Maybe
like...
it would be. Well, maybe he's like cradling it,
Oh, like a little
Oh,
baby.
it's-
That'd
okay.
be funny.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's like holding his own hair. That might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's bald. I don't know.
He swings his head around as he goes. Yeah.
He's just his
He
own
like
head.
throws
Who goes
it at
there?
people.
So would he be able, in this hypothetical, is he able to like see out of the head that he's holding?
I'd assume so, right?
You would assume so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get him on. Let's get him on the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of baller.
It's cool. Like I agree. I agree with Leslie. I think this is a really cool story, especially all the different like origins of why it's haunted. Like I love that, especially the one of like all the caskets like falling through while they're digging the tunnel. Very spooky visual.
Mhm.
Would definitely be a very distressing day for a construction worker. That being said, not to diss the Tunnelton Town Tunnel.
Yeah.
We did see a picture of it when we were talking about it. It's a little underwhelming.
It is.
It
a
is
little
slightly
for
underwhelming.
A town called Tunnelton Town. It's a little underwhelming for a tunnel.
Yeah.
It looks like it's maybe 10 feet through. Which, don't get me wrong.
Maybe a little bit deeper.
Maybe. The picture might not be doing it justice.
I'm a little bit confused because it also says like it's not open to the public.
That
I
could
wonder
be.
if I wonder if that's just something that the website is like saying to be like,
I mean, maybe it's on
don't
like.
go here.
Sounds to me more like it's on like private property.
Yeah. It's just someone's
You're
backyard.
not allowed to go there.
They're
because
just trying to
you'll
make
be
a profit.
trespassing.
That would be funny.
I will say though, while I was looking up my doing my research, I came across this headline that just
Oh yeah.
made me laugh so
yeah,
hard.
I'm done with these. So
This is just the headline. I didn't look into it at all. The headline says, "Legends say this abandoned Kentucky Railroad tunnel is haunted by a witch's curse." Something about the phrase "witch's curse" makes me laugh every single time.
interesting.
I like witches are cool.
That's like pretty vague.
Yeah. What is this witch's curse?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who was it? What kind of curse?
Yeah. Because it's in Kentucky and not Indiana, so that's out of my
Unfortunate.
jurisdiction.
Out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, it's just a very funny headline that the Tunnelton Town Tunnel reminded me of.
Yeah.
I love Tunnelton Town.
Who
Tunnel.
named it
What do-
that?
what
Did
do you
that-
guys-
Did that name come after the tunnel or before? Do you think?
Huh. Maybe they just had all these tunnels around town and they're like, well, shoot. Tunnel Town, I guess.
Do you think they have like multiple tunnels?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I think
Tons of tunnels.
Tunnelton ton of tunnels?
Ton of tunnels?
Because the ending is it's tunnel ton.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's ton of tunnels.
So it's a play on the words ton of tunnels. And the guy was like, man, there's a ton of tunnels here. And the guy
And someone
who,
was like,
owned
write
the
that
town,
down.
You're stroking his beard like, yes.
You like write that down,
Yes,
but they
there
wrote it
is.
down in the wrong order.
Yeah. Well,
Great. Okay. I love Tunnelton Town.
I love Tunnelton Town.
with that being said, I have one more that I could bring in, but
Oh,
do you have a
sure.
list of?
I do. I have 3. I don't know how long we want to go.
We've got time.
Okay, then I'll just work my way through all 3. I think
Okay.
I can
Ooh.
rattle these off a little bit. So I have, as I said at the beginning, I have 2 cryptids and a ghost, which is my favorite early 2000s comedy movie. And the first one I have here is the Boonville Monster. Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the story of the Boonville Monster starts in the year of our Lord, 1936. A man named Ralph Duff, who lived in Boonville, Indiana, reported that a large, hairy animal attacked his dog. And apparently his wife saw the animal and added to the report that it was, quote unquote, larger than a bear. The next year, 1 year later, in 1937, Mrs. Duff once again spotted the monster. This time, instead of a bear, she compared it to a large ape. I'm sorry, a giant ape.
Whoa.
So there's this giant monster roaming around the small town of Boonville, Indiana, which is right outside Evansville, I think.
Oh, okay. So that's like down south.
Yeah, way down south.
Okay. Oh.
Interesting.
And it's either a large bear or a giant ape,
That sounds
or
like
somewhere in between.
quite the problem they have on their
It's a
hands.
big problem. It's such a big problem, in fact, that the residents of Boonville reported hearing shrieks and yells from the forest, and fearing that this was from this Boonville monster. The community began to search through the entire area, and apparently during this search, a police dog was also attacked by the monster.
Really
Okay.
For real.
interesting.
And the search turned up nothing, but for 5 days, the community searched and kept having reports of sightings of the monster and hearing these shrieks and yells and people and animals being attacked by this monster. until 5 days after the second spotting, a man entered the a newspaper office in Boonville, and he refused to identify himself. And he said that he knew the true entire story of the Boonville monster.
Uh-huh.
So he didn't identify himself, but he knows
remained
the story.
anonymous.
Did he
Did he
what'd say?
submit the story, or was he just like, I know the story,
He
and then
came
left?
in. He revealed the story. He came into the office, was just like, I know what's going on with the monster. I can't give you my name, but here's what's happening.
What did he say?
He said that the Boonville monster was neither an ape nor a bear, but was a giant sloth that he
Heck
and his uncle
yeah.
had captured in Mexico.
Oh,
I love it.
So, according to this man, his giant sloth that he and his uncle captured has been attacking people in this town.
sounds like he's liable.
I mean, he's admitting the truth here.
Yeah.
He's coming clean.
They should have arrested him.
He says that
If I was
they-
there, I'd be like, okay, man.
No wonder he didn't want to give away his
turned around
identity.
for me.
Exactly. He says that he and his uncle lost the sloth near Evansville 2 years earlier in 1935 and had not seen it since. I have this quote here because it makes me laugh because I love it so much. He, which is the ostensible sloth owner, he was uncertain if it was a two-toed or three-toed sloth, but averred that sloths came in both varieties, which is true. There are two- and three-toed sloths, and they're different species. I just find that very funny.
Huh.
That that's from the newspaper in 1937. That quote.
Boy, they just did things in 1937.
It was great. I wish.
Crazy things in 1937.
So that was apparently the story of the Boonville monster. So from then on, people were on high alert for a little bit, but then sightings and attacks kind of died down.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really sure where it went. But 1 month later,
Oh, there's more.
a man wrote to the Republic, another local newspaper, claiming that the whole story, sightings and all, was made up by farmers to keep people away from their blackberries.
Man.
So that leaves the question: Boonville monster, giant sloth, bear ape, or blackberry security?
I'm hoping for giant sloth.
I will say,
I am also hoping for giant
Say in the
sloth.
comments, giant sloth.
let's get a poll going.
Say it with me.
As cool as I think it would be if it were a giant sloth, sloths are not known for being the fastest or most aggressive animals.
That's
That's true.
That's fair.
Unless
So-
it's a mutant sloth.
Unless it's a giant mutant sloth from Mexico, which could be the case. I wasn't there.
I want to meet a giant sloth so bad. I'd just hug it. It sounds so nice.
It would probably hug you too.
That's true.
that's-
And then
Like
it'd probably
really
like
like
hang
that's
on, and
so
you'd have to deal with
fantastic to
it.
hear.
It would hang on, and it would probably defecate on you. But
I don't like the defecate.
well, that's just what they do.
But I mean, anything for a fun little hug from a big fluffy guy. You know?
Just to clarify, you would let an animal poop on you as long as it hugged you.
I don't want to say this on.
I
camera.
will. Yeah.
I think
often
we
are you
should
gonna get to
move
hug a sloth? Finally, I have probably my favorite story of the three. I love this so much. This is the Beast of Busco.
I like it. I already like it.
This one's great. Oh, I love this one so much. In 1898, Oscar Folk, a farmer living in Churubusco, Indiana, which is a little ways outside of Fort Wayne, kind of close to where close to my hometown. He claims to have seen a giant turtle living in the lake on his property, and this is a 7-acre lake.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this giant turtle in his lake. He starts telling everyone in the town. No one cares at all. Literally no one cares. He stops telling people. That's it. Until 50 years later, in July of 1948, 2 more Churubusco residents claim to have seen the giant turtle while fishing on this lake. By now, the lake was called Folk Lake, after the farmer. And the farm that had Folk Lake was owned by Gail Harris, who initially was skeptical that this giant turtle existed at all. He didn't believe it. He thought it was just a story. According to the eyewitness accounts, the turtle was apparently as big around as a dinner table, which isn't really helpful because dinner tables come in all shapes and sizes, but apparently was estimated to weigh upwards of 500 pounds.
Wow.
A very large, very heavy snapping turtle. A year later, in 1949, a Fort Wayne reporter for United Press International sent the story over the wire, gathering international buzz about the Busco Beast. This was a big story when it came out. Big enough, in fact, that it actually has its own Wikipedia page.
Wow.
The Beast of Busco. There was so much buzz that people were coming to this farm to try to get a glimpse of this giant turtle.
Mm-hmm.
And it got so bad that the police had to be there basically 24/7 to get people off of the property that was owned by Gail Harris.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Wow.
At this point, Gail Harris no longer he started to believe that this turtle was in his lake, and he became absolutely obsessed with finding it. The turtle at this point was named Oscar, after the original owner of the farm. So he devoted all of his time and energy into finding Oscar, the giant turtle. He and his friends built dozens of different types of traps to try to snag Oscar and prove his existence, and none of them worked.
How do you snag a 500-pound turtle?
If there was a way, Gail
Also-
Harris would have figured it out.
I feel like a 500-pound turtle probably doesn't move too fast.
No.
Because A, it's 500 pounds, and B, it's a turtle.
Well, okay, turtles are pretty fast in the water.
Okay, sure, but I'm assuming this is like happening on land. Would it not?
Maybe like the canoeing or something. I
Yeah,
feel
no,
I,
they
I
have,
can
like,
vibe
water
of
tracks.
It is being
yeah.
okay. It is
Yeah.
happening in water. I still feel like it's probably not going to be moving that fast.
No, it's a 7-acre lake.
Like,
which is
say
a
what
big
you
lake.
will. Like, whales don't move that quickly.
Yeah. I'd say it'd be slow, it'd be sluggish, but maybe not like to a crawl, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
We're dissing whales here. Whales actually move pretty quick.
how quick?
I don't have a number. But
Oh, okay, fair.
Not like dolphin quick, but like
Yeah.
they're not
yeah.
slow. They're not just kind of like,
But like, you can catch a dolphin.
yeah, maybe you can catch it.
Like,
I don't know if I could catch a
like
dolphin.
theoretically, I don't know. Anyway.
So they're hunting through the water
Mhm.
to try to find this guy. I assume they're also like putting traps like on the banks of the lake
Yeah.
in case it like comes up for something, as turtles are wont to do sometimes. Where are we? Eventually, the community reached out to a diver in Fort Wayne to come to the lake, dive down, and find Oscar. And this is back in the time of like, you know, the SpongeBob style big diving helmet with the boot, you know.
Oh yeah.
Bigger.
Big diving suit.
Yeah. So they send the diver down, and he comes back up almost immediately because his helmet sprung a leak.
Oh.
So very, very anticlimactic. So he
Dang.
goes down, comes back up like 5 seconds
So
later.
no paranormal like
Nope.
implications there. He just sprung a
He
leak.
sprung a leak in his helmet, couldn't do the dive.
Tough.
That's
So,
unfortunate.
Sure is convenient.
oh yeah, very. He was
Wink,
definitely
wink.
bribed by Oscar. A couple days later, a second diver comes in with working equipment, does the dive. After a while, comes back up, couldn't find anything.
Bummer.
Very much bummer. So at this point, the buzz began to die down. People stopped really believing that Oscar was living in this lake.
Mhm.
But Harris only became like more determined to find this darn turtle
Yeah.
living in his property. He said that he would find the turtle even if he had to, quote, borrow a diving suit and go after it himself. So he was going very much Captain Ahab.
Remind me what century this is.
This is in 1949.
Okay. They had decent diving suits back then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they're pretty
This
alright.
is post
Yeah.
World War II, so
Yeah. Were they still operating off of like the? You said it was like, is it one of those things where they have to like feed you oxygen and they don't have like
I
actual
believe so.
tanks? Okay.
I believe so. From what I saw, it was still that kind of thing, at least for like
Well,
pedestrian
checks out.
divers,
Yeah, yeah.
especially in
It's just some dude
yeah,
who wants to
exactly,
hunt down a monster.
especially in the middle of Indiana. So he kept trying. He kept building traps. He kept looking for the turtle
Mhm.
for months. Probably the funniest attempt, which I love, that he used to lure Oscar out, was, and this is so dumb for a lot of reasons, he released a 200-pound female sea turtle into the lake to try to lure Oscar
Fascinating.
with the promise of love, and it did not work
Still got
because
300 pounds on.
sea turtles
It's a nice
are not
idea.
the same. It's definitely not a sea turtle that's in the lake. It probably would have been a snapping turtle,
Oh,
which
yeah.
are not compatible. The sea turtle
Get
would not the sea turtle would not have done well in the lake, and in fact, it did not do well. After a few weeks, they removed the sea turtle, and she was still alive. She did survive.
Oh, that's
good.
good.
I was scared.
but I
You scared
It's a
me.
happy ending.
I
Yeah.
cannot imagine that she had a great time in this lake. How did he get a turtle, I wonder? I couldn't find that. I couldn't find how he got his hands on a turtle.
You said 200 pounds?
200-pound female sea turtle.
Probably just on the side
An
of the street
oceanic
or something.
turtle.
Probably on Craigslist.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
1940s.
The 1940s.
Yeah.
And back in 1950, it was an actual list you would call Craig for.
Yeah, it was an actual guy named Craig, and they just had a list of people he'd call.
Every town had a guy named Craig.
Wow.
And so after that failed, because he was like, that was definitely going to be the one.
Mm-hmm.
He saw a few too many cartoons. He decided to pull out all the stops, and he would drain the lake entirely to find Oscar the turtle.
Oh.
For 3 months, from September to November, a tractor pumped thousands of gallons of water from the lake into a drainage ditch until Folk Lake was reportedly only 60 or so feet of muck. Just
Dang.
mud.
Wow.
And at the bottom of the lake
That's cruel.
was nothing. Oscar was nowhere to be seen.
So this guy might have been a
Dude.
little Craig.
He might have been a little crazy.
Yeah.
And in late
Or
or
the turtle was like the greatest Houdini of its time.
that was
He's in the
something
mud somewhere. We gotta go deeper.
that
Where he
was
goes to
something
the
I
Earth's
saw.
core to find a snapping turtle.
The Earth's core. Wow.
I mean, there was still 60 or so feet of muck. It's possible that he was hanging out in there. But
Jay chillin'.
In the muck.
something that he might have escaped to a different lake. But I don't know how likely it is that, a 500-pound snapping turtle would have escaped someone's sight.
Yeah, I'm sure someone would have seen it at that point. I think
Yeah.
LJ's right. I think he was just crazy.
He gave up the hunt for the beast of Busco.
Man.
And Oscar was nowhere to be seen. However, it is still a point of pride for the town of Churubusco. In fact, they hold a fair every year that is turtle-themed in honor of Oscar the Turtle. And perhaps the most important cultural touchstone is that in the year 2020, a lovely year for all, the Beast of Busco got its own card in MetaZoo, a cryptid trading card game.
That's fun.
Wow.
I want to get me some MetaZoo cards. That sounds so cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I can only imagine they're on eBay for very, very cheap.
Do you got Sasquatch, man? I got a Beast of Busco if you want to trade with me.
So yeah, those are my stories. Honestly,
Wow,
I
wild.
love cryptid stories so much. They're
Cryptid
some of my
stories are
favorite.
really fun, yeah.
Frankly, for me, I think that the stories of the communities and the fervor and everything they do to try to find these monsters is way more interesting than the actual cryptids themselves.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
so
true.
too.
That's why I think the Beast of Busco, even though it's just a big snapping turtle, it's such an interesting
Allegedly.
story. Allegedly a big snapping turtle.
Allegedly a big snapping turtle. Yeah.
Probably not even really that big of a snapping turtle if it was anything at all. the story of Gale Harris is so interesting to me because this man became obsessed with finding the turtle to the point of literally destroying his lake.
Yeah. LJ, did you have any?
I do have one. I
Yeah?
need to pull it up though. I had a couple more, but I think that this one would be good to talk about. So if you guys can talk about stuff while I pull this up, that'd be swag.
Do you have a favorite cryptid?
Okay, so I'm actually going to need you to define cryptid. Is it just like a cryptic story or like...
I think the official, unofficial definition of cryptid is like a creature that's reported to exist but has not been proven to exist.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So like Bigfoot, Chupacabra,
Right.
all
the
these
Loch
things.
Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole, you got any thoughts on cryptids?
Do you have a favorite cryptid?
Any favorite cryptids?
I don't know.
You
don't know.
no opinions whatsoever?
No thoughts. No.
Okay.
All good.
What about Bigfoot?
Ladies and
Are you
gentlemen.
a believer?
I have to be mysterious this first episode.
Okay.
I'll be back on soon. Yeah.
We will slowly unlock more of Cole's personality as we go on.
He slowly inches into frame each episode.
We'll get a shoulder next time.
That's
Right,
so
right.
funny.
If you're lucky. I do have one more, if you'd like to hear one.
Go for it.
Sure.
And this one was actually about one of the places that we wanted to visit, but unfortunately.
Oh,
booked out.
yeah.
Yeah. I did a news story on this. It was going to be published. I'm not sure what happened with it. Maybe it was published. I didn't hear about it. But it was about the Randolph County Asylum. And the details escape me about everything right now. But I interviewed an Indiana paranormal investigation group. And then the daughter of someone from that group. I tried to get in contact with the person who owned the place. And eventually he did contact me, but it was way after the project was over, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
You hate to see it.
It was so sad. But supposedly that place is also super duper freaky deaky. From what I heard from my you shook your head every time I say that. I have a very nice vocabulary.
You have a
of just
very
funny
like
words.
specific way of saying things, and I'm just like every time like, wow,
A bit of spice of life.
freaky deaky.
Freaky deaky. But supposedly one of the things that I remember from the interview was that there's this kind of like basement area, but also like a library here. This was an asylum too, and they had to kind of like take off all the doorknobs and everything so that no one would hang themselves on the side of the doors. And there's this woman here that eventually, I think, either succeeded in doing so, and so that's what kind of caused them to take off the doorknobs and everything. But supposedly she haunts that downstairs kind of area. And the group that I was, what was it called? I forgot the name of it. The group that I was talking to. But we were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, we were kind of like hiding down there just to scare the people coming down. And we saw shadows, and we saw people moving about, and we heard people talking. And we were like, okay, as soon as they get here, we're going to jump out, and we're going to scare them. And so the shadow approaches, and it keeps getting closer and closer until eventually it's right there, and they're ready. They pop out. No one's there.
Ooh.
Wow.
And they look around. They get on their walkie-talkie. They're like, "Hey, is anyone coming down here? Were any of you guys heading down here?" No one was heading down. And so
Spooky.
they were like, "Okay,
Freaky deaky.
That is freaky.
deaky."
Could you imagine like scaring a ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's like the shadow is there, and then the shadow was like it was waiting there, and then they popped out, and then it just disappeared. Like, oh shoot, okay, oh my bad. And he went back to like the spirit realm or whatever.
They like sent him to the great beyond.
Yeah.
This has never happened before.
Scared him so
He
bad.
screamed and faded away. But that place sounds super interesting. I know
Yeah.
that we actually visited there.
I want to go there
4 years
like
ago.
as a personal experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just like
definitely.
hang out.
It'd be a good time.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be cute as kind of like a little offside thing that's just like, oh, the people from Indiana Outdoors
Yeah.
goes on this cool, cute little
It'd be
hunt.
good. Maybe we could. Maybe we should talk to Sophia about doing like a
Yeah,
little.
like a little PR thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it so bad. Randolph County Asylum, if you're reading this, I think you support a lovely cause. And also, please invite us over. I'd love to go there. I know I said I'd fight a ghost, but I'm respectful.
We won't scare the ghost back to the great beyond where it came from. We won't fight
Yeah.
the ghost.
Yeah. We won't take your tourist attraction away.
Yeah. We would be nothing but respectful. Please invite us. I'm begging you. I really want to do this.
All right. Well, I think those are good stories. I think with that, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to today's spooky podcast. If you're on our YouTube, go ahead and check us out. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us out. Check out any of our other projects. We have art video up. Hopefully, by the time this is up, we'll have the Cardinal Greenway video up. Check out some of the other podcasts. We discussed bird fighting in the last one. It was fantastic. And be sure to ring the bell for future notifications. If you'd like to connect with us on another platform, our Instagram is Indiana_outdoors_BSU. And we have some more amazing projects in the works. Hopefully we'll be having a Halloween video coming up, so stay tuned for that as well.
Goes well.
And lastly, have a wonderful Halloween and
Go hug a tree.
Bye.
Bye.